try to guide you guys through this exercise. So I'm gonna practice on my piece here and show you what I'm gonna do. So my idea here is actually I'm gonna make the drill a hole with the numbers with the speeds that we calculated on the other video, right? So first thing, position it there, secure my stock on device, right? So as you guys all know, you gotta pick the correct parallel plates, and you know how you should pick, right? I've been telling you guys why do you have to consider to pick parallel plates. Make sure you have that explanation on your step by step, because that's how you're gonna remember, right? So let me change it here, the camera. I'm gonna be going back and forth between the cameras, but I hope I can get a good position so you guys can see what I'm doing, right? So right now my piece is already squared. So I'm gonna use the parallel plates to secure it. Push it down. Check for clearance with the parallel plates. There's a little wobbly there, right? So you guys know what to do. Okay. That's pretty good. I'm not facing, so I don't know what would be the impact, but you want to make sure you were uh, uh flat there, right? All right. Okay, lock my Z. Right. So we're gonna drill, right? So we have pretty much two tool holders here. We have a chuck, right? The chuck is meant for drill bits, right? You see how this the jaws of the chuck, they're small. The contact here, there's not a lot of like a side contact on my tool. That means this holder is not meant to actually have any lateral force to it, right? So that's why this is only for drill bits, right? Different than the collet, which is meant for end mills. So there's a lot of support around the end mill. So we can put a lot of stress, side stress on it, right? However, there's nothing to prevent it from going in. So it's not meant for plunging, right? So it's easy to remember, right? Collet end mill, chuck, drill bit. Right? All right. So the chuck already has the drawbar in there. As I told you guys in another video, here we have a key. So we have to line up the key with the keyhole with the key in there. I'm gonna open up the spot here for my drawbar. I have to push it up so I can see. Oops, see something on my screen here. All right. You guys saw here my drawbar went up, right? So I can start screwing for the top. I think I'm just gonna do it by hand. All right, and as I told you guys in the other video, we're gonna switch it to low, which is already on low, and then on low, it's already kind of like the gear is gonna help me getting it tight. See? All right, it's pretty tight there. To release, I do the same. I just pull it that way, I just go on the release direction, and I try to, and then now I release it. See? I try to give it like some hump. Okay. So that's there. I'm gonna lift up my head here. So different than the other machine, this machine, instead of lifting the bed, it actually lower and lifts the head. So let's go up. So we can drill. And as we right, it's good enough. Good. But like we want to make sure we drill at a very specific spot, right? We want to know exactly where. So I'm gonna introduce you guys to another tool, which is the Edge Finder. So the Edge Finder has a tip that let's say I'm rotating, so it centers in, but whenever I touch something, it offsets it. See? So we're gonna use this guy, the Edge Finder, to so the way it's open. Right. So then I can get my C wrench. I go get a little tighter there. Alrighty, I'm gonna close the chamber here, the drawbar chamber, right? And we already talking about this, so I can actually go forward. And I'm gonna go, actually, let me go high, right? And I think I have the speed that I calculated on the other video was about 1500 RPMs. So 1500 would be age 2. So age 2. Let's see if you can see here. So see how the Edge Finder is lined up here? If I bring something close and I touch it, it offsets it, see? So that's how we're gonna see when we're gonna click something on the side, right? But it's gonna be a touch off, just like a touch off that we'll do with a different with our end mill. Down. And all right, I'm coming in on this axis. And this axis, as I can see on my arrow here, is x. I'm bringing it in, I'm bringing it in. And slow. Touched. And if it has extreme, get offset a little bit. So I can come here on my x, 0, enter. X equals to 0. Good. Now I can do the same with the y. That means I'm coming back. Stay here. Let's see if you can see. The little offset there. Right, so that's the call. So now that was my y. So I can do y, 0, enter. So now I zero my x and my y, right? So let's stop here. And let's go back to the drawing board. Because there's something that we have to talk about this. Let's see, gonna switch the camera. All right. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right. So what we just did was I have my block here, right? So I can mean with my edge finder there, and I touch on this side, and I did x equals to 0. And I come with my edge finder here. I went up and I touch at this side here, and I did y equals to 0. Let's see like a, let me draw it here better. So that's my edge finder there when I touched it. And this is my edge finder when I touched it. So technically, even though I touch the side of my edge finder, I've put my axis that axis that I created was actually not right here, but right there. See? So technically, when I do this, I don't want to do x equals to 0 or y equals to 0. I can, but then I have to start counting my position from there, right? So let's say that this is what I have, right? The distance to my is going to be 1 inch here. And let's say half an inch here. Right? So that's the position of my hole. Right? So the first thing that I got to do is take in consideration what's the, so I'm going to have to add here one more thing, that's the radius of my edge finder, right? Oh, so I can't undo this. It's tightening. It's releasing. edge finder out of here. All right, so so my edge finder, see, it's 0.2 inches in diameter. So, oops. Let me turn on the light. All right. So I would have to use 0.1 here, 0.1 there, right? So the location that I have to aim at is not any 1 inch anymore, but 1.1 inches, right? And 0.6 inches in that direction, right? Good? Understood? All right. So the first thing that we do, so let me put the edge finder back because I'm done with it. So with drilling, the first thing that we do is we're gonna drill with something to create just like a target for it. Target for us. So we're gonna start with a countersink. So it has only one cutting edge there. Right. So let me switch my camera. All right, I'm back here. Want to make sure we are centering so it's not like offset or anything. Remember that I moved to low so I can get it tight and I can loosen too. All right, so you guys can see my DRO there. I want it to go. I'm gonna go all the way to 0. Let's go to 0, 0. Just to prove our point. That's 0 there. All right, that's about 0, 0 there. I'm gonna lower my head. And I want to show you that my countersink is actually off. See? That's to the right of my, and it's off by 0.1 inches in each direction, right? Because that was the diameter of our. So what we want to do is we want to go this side, we're going to go 1.1. So this side is done. Now we're going to go to 0.6. Right, so we have the locking pins back here on the bottom. Right, so 1.1 and 0.6. Right, so that's where we want it. So now we'll go back to high, right? I always switch it to low so we could get that tight. So we're gonna start. Now I'm gonna have to plunge, right? So I have to unlock my spindle height adjustment. Then we're gonna go and make like a little bend, right? So that means now I have a target, right? Now if I want, just so I know where it is, I can 0, 0, you know, if I wanna, but like I'm not gonna move it around. I already centered it. So what I'm gonna do is just go up. So I can replace it and then I can go down. Right? I'm gonna go to low again on my gear here. So I can undo. Let's get tight. Let's unlocking it. All right. So see, I just barely touched it. So I could create a guide for me. So I'm gonna get that same drill bit that I calculated before for my 1500. All right, let's get it tight. All right. Here goes back to high. Forward. Let's adjust the speed here. I don't know if you can read, but it's 1900. It's at 1500. Huh? As soon as the direction of rotation, it feels right. Well, now I just plunge. We drill the hole all the way, right? Make sure we don't hit my vise on the other side, right? Remember, let's not clean all the shavings here from the drill bit with our hands, because I don't want anybody getting hurt. So you either want to use the brush, or we're gonna use some pliers so we can remove anything that gets caught here on the drill bit or the end mill. Good. Right, so I'm gonna go back to low so I can remove now. We can go in with the other one we calculated. I think we're like at 0.6. 0.6875. That's the one that we calculated. So like we go up again. So I have enough room here to put in. Went too low. Get my jaws open here. Grab my wrench. Let's see what's gonna happen if I don't adjust the speed. What happens if I try to drill too fast? Right? So I'm gonna get it there, right? So I'm gonna let's go high, right? So it should be about the same speed as I was with the smaller drill bit. Can you guys hear it? Can you guys hear it complain? That's the chattering. Like we don't want it to happen. Whenever the machine is screaming, we want to hear, we want to listen to it. So based on our calculations here, I think we're around 420 RPMs. All right, so 420 will be L3. We're gonna go L. Oh, it's not going in. So we know that we have to move the spindle and then the gear goes in, right? All right, let's go forward. 450. Let's see what's gonna happen now. See that chattering is pretty much like a done. So my question now would be, can I go from that one smaller size to this other size in one cut? Or do I need any steps in between? Right? What do I mean? Hey, Pivo? So my first drill bit was 0.19 something 8. And the second one is 0.6 875. And I'm taking, so this is the first diameter, that's the second diameter. So this is what I'm getting out. So if you call this side good, it will be, so we are taking almost half an inch in one pass, right? Because that's about what it is. It's one pass and I'm removing. So there is 250 thousandths on this side and 250 thousandths on that side that I'm removing. Based on our previous knowledge, this is very difficult to do, right? Especially now that we actually downsized our equipment, right? We went from the big drill press to the little one, right? But like I wanted you guys to have a better understanding of the drilling operation. So for the exercise, this is not gonna be, I'm gonna give you like whatever is gonna be another number here, just so we can do a center drill, drill 1, drill 2 levels, right? So that's what we're gonna try to do. And we saw that from here to there wasn't difficult, right? So taking 200 thousandths, that means 100 thousandths on each end. It's not complicated, right? So, but now we're trying to take more than double of that. Okay. All right. So for sure, you're going to have to apply pretty much everything that we're talking about here. Good. So on the exercise, so review this video, understand the calculation from the other video, understand how you zero, how you use the, understand how you use, the light turns off on me again. Not moving very much, I guess. Understand how to use the edge finder, understand how to zero. So this equipment is a little different, even though it's the same equipment, right? Same machine tool, just a different model. Good. All right. Thank you for watching.